The next speaker is the Honourable Mulder.
Honourable Deputy Speaker, the discussion we have today was brought to the House by the Honourable Mr. Malema, and it deals with the decision by the US government to halt aid to South Africa and our response thereto. And I wanted to thank Mr. Malema for bringing this topic to the House because I think it's a very important subject that we need to discuss. I was a bit concerned, Mr. Malema, with all due respect, when your speech was not so much a concern about the people affected by the halting of this aid, but I think it was to a very large extent a strong attack on the United States, and that obviously is your right to do so. Now, since PEPFAR was created in 2023, the United States has spent more than $8 billion, my apology, on this project in South Africa, which made a huge difference to many, many people. As a matter of fact, for this current financial year, 2025, an amount of $439 million were budgeted, but that is now being suspended. My concern is there's a much bigger threat in terms of what's happening at the moment. PEPFAR is part of that, but it's a small part of that. The United States is the second largest trading partner of South Africa. It plays a very important and a very pivotal role in our economy in that sense. And at the moment, we do have the situation where the relationships between South Africa and the United States is not in a good place. And I know that the Honourable Minister of International Relations is going to participate later. But at the moment, the trade between South Africa and the United States is an amount in totality of $21 billion per year. It's a huge amount, our second largest trading partner. Of that amount of money, the AGOA agreement accounts for 3.6 billion rand. And it's not true that the AGOA thing is in the favor of big companies, etc. If AGOA goes wrong, it is ordinary workers in the agricultural sector, in the automobiles sector. It will be ordinary workers that will lose their jobs. We cannot and we should not have that kind of situation. The problem is that our relationship with the United States is not in a good place at the moment. And it's not true that it suddenly changed now that Mr. Trump became the President of the United States. That's not correct. Under the Biden administration already, there was an agreement, a bipartisan agreement, to have the total relationship between South Africa and the United States revalued. A bill was passed in the Congress in July of last year to do exactly that and to look at our relationship with the United States. And it was passed a bipartisan bill with both Democrats and Republicans. The problem is this. The United States identified from their perspective that Russia, China, Iran, and North Korea are their biggest threat to the United States' national security. And we must take note of that. When we continue to be a problem in that regard and try to create an impression that we want to be friends with all the people that the United States believe to be not on their side in terms of policy, in terms of national interest, we are creating our own problems. Maybe we should learn and take a lesson from Mr. Modi from India. India is a senior player in the BRICS alliance, senior partner there. But Mr. Modi visited the United States recently after Mr. Trump's election. He signed a very important trade agreement with the United States that also includes the delivery of weapons, etc., for the economy of India. What did he do? Mr. Modi did put India first. And my appeal would be to the Minister of International Relations, let's put South Africa first. Let's do what's in the best interest of our own country, our own citizens, and act in that manner. We don't have to choose sides for this and against that. Thank you very much.
The next speaker is the Honourable Trollip.